So you're a buyer and you're trying to find the most smokinest deal on real estate, and you want to know how to do that. Hey friends, Courtney here at the Atkinson team, serving beautiful Southern Alberta, Calgary, Lethbridge, Medicine, and all parts in between. And there's a couple mistakes that people make when they're looking for great deals in real estate. And the first mistake that they make is they reach out to a bunch of different realtors and they ask all those realtors to bring them their best deals. Because it is true. When you're prolific in our business, there's no question that you're out there seeing a lot of properties, evaluating a lot of properties, and getting a sense of a lot of sellers that have varying levels of motivation to sell. And indeed, there are people who need the money worse than others, and there are folks that value time and, frankly, money not so much. And those types of opportunities can be good for consumers. But the interesting thing is this. All of those realtors have clients that they're representing, that they are in agency with, who they have a fiduciary duty, a legal obligation to bring those deals to first. And the truth is that they're going to prioritize those types of clients first. And so, for example, let's say I'm a realtor and I'm working with a couple of different people that like to flip properties, or maybe a couple of different consumers that are looking to do some value add things on the property that they purchase. They've hired me, they're in agency with me, and now I'm committed to delivering on that job for them, right? And so if I get a phone call from somebody that says, hey, let me know if you see anything great, I'm happy to buy, and I know that they've spoken to 20 other realtors and I've asked the same question. Yeah, listen, if I'm a brand new realtor and I don't have any other clients to work for, then there's a chance possibly that I'll call that person back. But at the end of the day, what I'm hearing that person say is, hey, Courtney, I don't really see value in a close relationship with you, and you've got a 1 in 20 chance of being able to find me a property. And here's the truth. I'm actually doing a lot of work on a daily basis for the people that I am in agency with. I'm making phone calls to other realtors and other brokers. I'm consistently searching online for sale by owners, for properties that are in distress, for bank-owned properties, for foreclosures, estate sales, things where there can sometimes be deals. And I'm doing that for the folks that I have agency with, the folks that I have a relationship with, and the folks who I have a legal obligation to represent. And so my advice to you, if you're looking at doing this, whether it's for a flip property or renovation, or a property that you want to fix up and renovate and rent and then refi, maybe it's going to be your primary residence and you're just handy and you want to do some work. Primarily what you should do is find someone that you can trust, someone who does a lot of transactions, a team that does a lot of transactions, an organization that has a lot of access to information and expertise, the mechanisms and the methodology to go out and find you these properties so that they can bring them to you. Once you've found that person that you know, like, and trust, establish an agency relationship with them so that you know that they're hired to do this work for you. And you'll stay in constant contact with them until the job's being done. And I'll give you a couple examples of the things that we do on our team that differentiates us and helps us do so much of this type of work for folks that do flips, or folks that are looking for these great value add properties, or properties that they just want to do some renovation work on their own before living in. In addition to all the basic stuff, right, which is going to be scouring Kijiji and Google and Bing and Yahoo and all the search engines for all these privately selling properties, in addition to going through the MLS and looking for all the basics using dozens of different search criteria, which frankly is a bit of a science unto itself, one that I've taught our team members over the years. And also, in addition to that, going ahead and talking to other colleagues in the industry, making phone calls to other agents and other brokers, talking about the properties that you're looking for, asking them to let you know. The reason for that is that they understand that I have a client in agency, and they understand that I might be able to help them sell it if they're not able to do it on their own. And so, yeah, there's a good chance that I'll get that phone call and be able to support that agent in doing the job that they have for their seller. But in addition to those basic things that you ought to expect from your agent, we also have established scripts and dialogues that we use for cold calling neighborhoods. So we use a very specific piece of software that will allow us to pull up all the phone numbers in an area that you're looking for, and we'll start dialing those families. typically either in the morning or in the late afternoon after work. They're often landline numbers, and we want to have the opportunity to chat with these people, not only if they are thinking about selling, but if they know somebody else in the neighborhood who might be thinking of selling a property. And then we'll do some more due diligence and find out what the motivation is and if there's a smoking deal there for you, okay? Second thing that we've done with a great degree of frequency is to do door knocking. Literally, just go to doors in an area, and obviously that's a bit easier for establishing properties that might need some work, that may be in distress. You know, you can spot the one house on the street that doesn't have the lawn mowed and looks like it's in a state of disrepair. Well, that could just be the perfect home for you. All we need to know is the neighborhoods that you're interested in, and we can get to work door knocking those neighborhoods. On a weekly basis, we're doing that for our clients, and it's not unusual at all on a weekly basis for us to make well over 2,000 outbound dials, whether that's to our database, our CRM, or clients in the community that we're looking for properties just like this for. That's work that requires a specific skill set, and one that we've trained heavily on in our team over the years, and one that we have great success with. And the reason why we do that is because a lot of these other kind of more basic, more common strategies are known, but you ought to expect that somebody has a strategy, skills, and dialogues, and the energy and motivation to do this much harder work in order to find you the property that you're looking for. More specifically, if you're looking for, a bungalow in the north side under $150,000 so that you can spend another $150 on it, maybe rent it or refi it or even live in it, we have to be able to see those neighborhoods, spot those properties, and then have the tenacity, courage, skills, and scripts to go to the door, find these people, or potentially pull title and be able to do the investigative work on the back end to go ahead and reach these sellers and potentially see if there's an opportunity for us to put a deal together. And as if that's not enough, then we have to be able to evaluate the property, understand what the proposition is for that property to you, and try to establish some sort of value and put together a deal that's going to favor you in that position. There's a lot involved there, obviously, but I want you to know there's a tremendous amount of complexity involved, and that the relationship matters most. Because at the end of the day, as you've just heard, this is a tremendous amount of work. There's absolutely no question about that. It does require a lot of skill and a lot of training and a lot of expertise, a lot of energy and enthusiasm and tenacity if we're going to go to the ends of the earth to do this work. There has to be some sort of reasonable expectation that there's going to be compensation tied at the end of that. You can't just expect that somebody would call us and say, hey, I'm looking for this kind of property, let me know. And it's clear that they don't have a relationship with you, and it's clear that they're doing that, with 20 other people in the industry. Well, yeah, are we going to take time away from our families and our activities and our hobbies and other work and other clients to do this work on the hope that maybe somebody wants to work with us when we can produce an outcome for them? No, it's just not going to happen. To get that type of commitment from an agent, there has to be that relationship, okay? So I wanted to encourage you to speak to your agent, whoever it is that you trust, and ask them if they're doing these things for you. If you'd like to speak to us about whether or not we can support you in that journey and what this might look like for the types of properties that you're looking for, whether they're beautiful properties in newer neighborhoods that are maybe just, in somewhat of a state of disrepair, or, some of the ones that like we've seen recently in our evaluations and looking for our clients that may be in tremendous states of disrepair. We'd be honored and privileged to do that work for you. Just reach out, we'll have a chat, we'll do a needs assessment with you, get that agency agreement signed, and then we'll get to work, okay? But any other questions, please just let us know. We'd love to chat. All right, take good care.